is our youngest millionaire, Renee Liao. I'm going to introduce him in a minute, but I want to just welcome you all. My name is Rebecca Robinson. I'm a lifestyle advisor here in Ottawa, Canada, and I have been with the Opulence Global now for almost 15 years. So that's a lot of time I've gotten to watch this company grow, expand, and expand, and expand, and expand. And we have such an amazing nation now. If there's one thing that I could use, one word I could use to describe this company, though, it would be freedom. And it's just unbelievable how we've seen that play out over and over and over again in people's lives around the world. So tonight, it is my absolute pleasure to be your host and to introduce to you our speaker for the night. This is none other than, drum roll, please. There we go. Mr. Renee Liao, who graduated from the University of Toronto in software engineering. Can you believe this? We're in an opulence nation, fashion, beauty, and health, and our speaker is a software engineer by trade. He worked for IBM and TELUS and was earning $80,000 a year in salary when he joined Opulence in 2007. And now he is the company's youngest millionaire. He is a lifestyle director who qualified for the luxury car program. He drives a prepaid luxury car from the company, a $200,000 Tesla P90D. This is his second car, by the way. For those of you who have been around, you'll know he also drove the Beast, which was a M-Class 5 Series BMW, I believe, but he can tell you. He has reached $100,000 a month in earnings, and more shockingly, with only 7,000 people in his organization. Renee's team now has over 24,000 people in over 110 countries around the world. He is happily married after proposing to his wife Heidi with a $47,000 Fairy Mosh 21-karat gold ring, now worth $80,000. So I'm glad Renee is happily married. I'm pretty sure Heidi's happily married too. They have two young boys who are growing like weeds. My goodness, Rex and Leon. And they're enjoying traveling around the world together as a family. Renee just made a recent purchase, building his custom $5 million home. He's here to support us and to train us. He is always available. Renee is a founding member and a shareholder, and he sits on the CEO's advisory board. He has also received the highest award in the company, the President's Cup Award, not once, but twice. So take it away, Renee. I have nothing else to offer. The rest is yours.
Thank you so much. You're absolutely correct. Every time I wake up in the morning, my kids seem to be getting a bit closer to my eye level. And yeah, thank you for being our host for tonight, Rebecca. Long time again in this company together with you, but more importantly, so pumped to be here tonight. Again, very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who's on the call tonight. Thank you for being here with us. And of course, wanted to first off wish our amazing CEO and founder a wonderful happy birthday. He's still very young, of course, but again, I think that we have all received the best gift from him actually, which is Opulence Global and these amazing products such as the Fountain of Life. And so it's actually worked out perfect because I've been trying to find a time to finish off this series in the competition plan Pitfalls training. And we already have the 3 previous versions from Pitfall number 1 all the way up to Pitfall number 11. And today my plans to finish 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're just going to dive right into this right away. And again, I believe that these kind of trainings make you so much more stronger, especially when you're out there, and you're talking to other perhaps people that have been in network marketing or direct sales. And you want to be able to explain to people, right? What makes us different. And a lot of times the pitfalls is every reason in itself that can explain the difference between, again, our company and of course other companies. So if you're ready, say you're ready in the little chat box. I love to have my trainings very interactive because again, I feel like you get a lot more out of it when you're also interacting with me. So if you're ready, just type into the group chat that you're ready because some of the stuff here is what so many people in direct sales don't know. And we always made that comparison that there's the things that you know like you know that you know how to do 1 + 1 is 2. The things that you know that you don't know. So I know that I don't know how to fly a rocket ship, right? There's things that you don't know that you know, like things that you didn't really have to learn, but you just kind of knew how to do it anyways. And then the most dangerous one is the things that you don't know that you don't know. And that's a lot to do with tonight's training. And so I want to empower you all and dive right into this. Thank you so much for all your feedback, team. So payout, pitfall number 12 is payout in retail sales. And what do I mean by that? So the biggest question that we need to ask, especially to people who might be questioning this industry, maybe they heard of another company and tried it, didn't have success, or maybe they've seen someone else that tried some opportunity, didn't have success. I always mention this point. And the question that I'm asking is, does the people in your company actually have real retail sales? And to share a quick story, when I was first getting started in the industry, my first company was called USANA. You all probably heard of it before. And I recall that at the age of 20, I was trying to sell these health pack multivitamins, like an AM package and a PM package for morning and evening. And you got to swallow a whole bunch of pills. But one box this is like, over, I'm 42 now. This is like more than 22 years ago. For me, as like a almost graduating student, one box was $170 roughly. And that's my members pricing. So do you think that at someone at my age, it would be easy perhaps to sell this box of vitamins? Because if that's a wholesale price, 170 something with taxes and shipping, you can imagine what the retail price would be. And it's much higher, like $230 maybe, right? And this is a huge point that I think, people like, Henry Xiong, we talk a lot about this because, of course, he has a clinic and he moves like 500 to 800 bottles a month, something like that. And the reason why is because of a very important point that I first kept trying to, drill into, his ears when I first met him was with Fountain of Life and our products, you actually get real retail sales. If you have a paper and pencil, write this down, right? You got to target the masses. We want to target the masses. Who do we want to target? We want to target the masses. Now, if your products are too expensive, can you target the masses? And the answer is no. Because here's a funny thing. The rich people already are rich. So they might not be looking for an opportunity to make money, right? And however, it's the middle income people and the low income people or families that need to make money. They want to make money. So they'll be driven, right? So if they're looking for an opportunity, these people, and they find this product that is apparently good, the question is, can they sell that product to their friends and family? And the golden saying, right? If you take the average of the 5 closest people to you, your 5 most closest friends or family or relatives, and you sum up the average of their incomes, it's pretty much what you're making as well too. So if you're having a hard time buying it at the members pricing, that means that your circle of friends are probably having a hard time also to buy at members pricing, which means they're not going to buy from you at the retail price. But the thing is, let me ask a question, right? Between selling a product, because in direct sales, there's 2 main ways to make money, right? I mean, we have 16 ways, but if I could just break it down, real simple, either you sell products or you find people that sell products, right? Ramin always talks about this. Either you sell products or you find people that want to sell the products. Between the two, which one's faster? Let me see your answers. Between selling a product and trying to find someone to sell a product, which one is faster? Which one's easier? And let me see your answers. Again, I'm talking about, the time required to do these 2 actions. One is I sell a bottle, collect cash. The other option is I had to talk to someone. Yeah, so the answer is selling the product yourself is actually the easier of the 2 ways. retail sales. Because the other option is I have to meet someone, I have to explain the product like I would to sell the product. But beyond that, I have to see if they're motivated. I have to explain the packages, how the packages work. I have to explain how to make money, perhaps. They might want to know all the details in the comp plan. La 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 la. That takes potentially a few weeks to a few months. Like my tennis coach who signed up, I've been working on him for like 3 months, right? So between the two, the easier one to do for a brand new person is to sell the product. But again, if the product is too tough to sell because it's too expensive, now it becomes hard for that person to make money. That's why one of the biggest pitfalls to look for, in my opinion, is are there actual real retail sales? And what you'll find out is that most companies, because their products are so expensive, no one is selling the product. And they're all so the only way to make money on this product, if no one is buying at retail, is you offer them the option to become a member, explain the package, perhaps explain the comp plan, explain this and that, then they might join, and now they're buying at wholesale. But of course, when they're buying at wholesale price, then you make less upfront, right, than them buying at the retail price. So it's funny. Every company I look at, they always promote retail sales. And the first question I ask, and the first question you can ask to people if you're meeting other people in different companies is, well, how much is your product, right? And at USANA, it's funny, we sold the health pack, but we were trained, you better promote the ginkgo, you better promote the calcium, you better promote the mega AO, which is the mega antioxidant pill, you better promote all these other pills. And if you add that all together, it's like $1,000. It's just absolutely nuts, right? So, whenever you see a company and that is selling all kinds of products online, and their entire presentation is talking a lot about these online sales, if you look at the pricing of those products, reality-wise, no one is actually selling retail. And it's funny, I actually attended this back in the days. They had this 6-figure, 7-figure summit where if you're in direct sales and you made 6-figure a year or 7-figure a year, they get invited. 7 figures go for free. So I got my ticket for free to go to this big meeting. And I recall meeting a bunch of different top leaders in different companies, right? And there's one company, like their presentation kept focusing, like actually, I hate to mention names, but USANA does it and Market America does it a lot back then, where they would focus on, okay, you have all these team volume, but also online sales volume, right? I actually asked one of the leaders, I said, just leader to leader talk, just be open here. Can I ask you a question? Just be honest with me. Of all of your sales revenue, how much of it comes from online sales? His answer was 0. 0 of his volume came from online sales. All of his volume came from people just buying products at the wholesale price, members basically. And I hope that proves a point, because in our company, I can guarantee you that if I look at my volume in my organization, so much of that volume comes from bottles being sold to retail customers. And you want that. Because if you have 1,000 people in your team, okay, if a product is too expensive, you really only have 1,000 people buying that product once a month because they can't sell it, right? So you only have that 1,000 people. In our business, if you had 1,000 people and let's say half of them were selling retail, not only are these 1,000 people having their own, smart buy or auto ship with shopping credits, you have more volume because they're also selling retail sales. That means you're getting way more volume than that. So in any day, I would want to have a product that can really retail, like Fountain of Life. Like we're also blessed to have that product, right? So again, if you ever see, companies where some of the new companies that I met, this is just a very direct training with you guys. I was talking to somebody from Melaleuca, and basically no one buys at retail. There's no retail sales. So it's free to join and it's free to buy at wholesale. Can you imagine if Opulence made it free to become a wholesaler? No one would be making retail sales. So many people would not be making a few hundred, a few $1,000s per month if we did that. So if you ever see a company that doesn't even market retail profits, it's definitely a game over and walk away. Okay. So anyhow, I hope that makes sense that you got to have real retail sales. If that makes sense and my Chinglish is good, just say, Renee, that Chinglish is very, very good. All right. I was kidding. We're going to move on to the next one here. Okay. So again, we have, just in summary, Opulence Global has insane retail profits through our lookbook, which is our online catalog. Of course, you do home branding parties, our online email, and of course, trade shows, and just selling in person. By the way, yesterday at my kids' tennis, I sold 5 bottles of FOL. So I went down to the gym to do a workout when my kids were doing tennis. I saw one of the parents' dad named Jim, who was rubbing his knee. I said, "Oh, are you okay? Is your knee hurting?" We talked for a little bit, and as usual, I trained this. I just told him, "Oh, by the way, I have a friend that I know that had the same kind of knee pain, and he took this product called Fountain of Life, and the pain went away." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, my dad too. It's anti-inflammatory, and you might want to try it." He goes, "What's the name called again?" I said, "Fountain of Life." He said, "Well, where can I buy it?" I said, "Actually, I just so happened that I bought a bunch of products of Fountain of Life because my dad wanted to order some. I got more for myself. It's actually in my trunk. If you want to get a bottle, why don't you just buy one from me because I got it as a group shipping to save on shipping." He says, "Let me know how much." I said, $90, right? Then he says to me, "Okay, well, how do I pay you? I see you can be here on Wednesday." I said, "Well, no, I might not be there on Wednesday." "Okay, well, can I EMT?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So he asked me to send my email address to his wife that I have, that we have a tennis group. And so I go upstairs and I see the wife, and her name is Alexandra. And she goes, I made a joke that me and her husband was doing a drug deal. That's why he's going to EMT me money. I was making a joke of that. But guess what? She also had health issues. She ended up buying a bottle. On my way out from to get the bottles, another gentleman who had bought a bottle from me before, he bought 3 more bottles from me. So my point to you though is I'm constantly selling bottles because it's retailable. All right. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. So I hope that I'm just going to give you some tips and things that I say that work for me. And I hope that it definitely works for you. Okay. Let's go on here. Pitfall number 13, payout and matching bonus. This is a funny one. So a lot of companies, like they emphasize so heavily on what's called a matching bonus, okay? Matching bonus. And what that is let's say you sponsor me, okay? Okay, some companies don't pay a matching bonus. Some companies that pay a high matching bonus, be careful, but here's how it works. Let's say you introduce me. So you sponsored Renee, you introduced me, okay? If I make a binary commission, then you get a percentage of that commission. That's how this matching bonus works, okay? But in reality, these companies advertise so heavily on this. The challenge though is, let's say you sponsored, industry stats wise, if you sponsor like 10 people, maybe, in the average companies, maybe one of them might be doing something and building a team. So of the 10 people, you might be thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get a matching bonus on these 10 people." But if 9 of the 10 people by industry stats aren't doing anything, are you getting the matching bonus? Are you, team? To see your answers here. You see my point, right? Because the matching bonuses are always paid on the commissions, not on other bonuses. Yeah, the answer is no. Because if 10 people that you sponsored, including me, and only I was making my binary commissions, you're only getting the matching bonus on one person, that's me. Okay. And so it's really sneaky. Like I seen one company's presentation, I think it was actually Jeunesse. They were advertising first generation, you get 100% matching bonus. Second generation, like something like 100%. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And the thing is, it's funny. The third, the fourth, fifth, and sixth matching bonuses, you have to be at such a high rank to even get it that 99% of the company will never even get that bonus. All right. The crazy thing about Opulence is majority of the bonuses everyone can actually get. That's a huge difference here. But anyway, so they advertise so heavily on these matching bonuses, but again, really, you're not really making anything. So what we did at Opulence, just to let you know, instead of, because again, let's say you sponsor 10 people, okay? And imagine this, you have 5 and 5, 5 on each side, okay? But maybe, only one of them is actually building 2 legs and has their commissions. So of the 10 people, only one you're collecting a matching bonus. What we did is that we said, no, well, forget that because you're not even guaranteed to get that. What we did is instead of paying you this percentage on only the people that made a commission, we said, let's not pay a matching bonus on you depending on others to make a binary commission. So in other companies, your matching bonus has to depend on whether these other people in your team make a binary check, a team commissions check. Does that make sense so far, right? I think it does. We said, forget that. We just said, because if it depends on other people, you're dependent on these 10 people building their 10 legs. And we don't know if that's going to happen or not. So we said, let's make our matching bonus depend on yourself. As long as you're working the business, you're going to get this bonus. And that became our marketing allowance privilege, the MAP. Every 5,400 CV that paid you $400 cash, right? You get an extra $60. Okay, so again, every 5,400 CV gave you another $60. And so it was 30 plus 30, but we made it all become one lump sum. So in other words, we are guaranteeing you that as long as you build your 2 legs, again, because you have 5 and 5, then every time you hit a power cycle, you're guaranteed to get that map. Okay, so again, in the end, if you actually did a breakdown of what pays you more, our way of doing it was dependent upon you and just you. And even if you had these 10 people and they didn't have their 2 legs, you're still making our version of the matching bonus. Okay, so again, the example here is, ABC company pays you 10% matching bonus on your personal sponsored member, John's check, right? John made $400, so you made a $40 matching bonus, okay? So in Opulence Global, what we did was it used to be 15% marketing bonus and 15% convention pool. But now we're making it 30%, right? So in other words, but if it was the 15%, it was $30. So 30 plus 30 or 30% is now $60. So what we're saying is most companies only give you a 10%, maybe a 20% matching bonus, which is equivalent to like $40. In our company, the same volume that would have made you that $400, guess what? You're paying you $60. But this is guaranteed, you'll get this multiple times over and over again. Okay, so again, if you don't really get it, you don't really need to fully understand it. But people like myself, we really like to break things down and look at every dollar stream. Are we getting it into our pocket? In an Opulence Global, you get it on everything. Okay, because you don't need to rely on others to make your matching bonus. If you have 2 legs pumping, you're going to get that extra bonus that we call the MAP now. All right, so the next pitfall here, pitfall number 14. This is one that I can talk for days on. It actually disgusts me, but it's called payout to buy leaders. Payout to buy leaders. This one really gets me angry. So I'm not sure if you all realize this, but the question to ask is, does your company or their company pay leaders to join the company? And you might be asking, well, why would a company pay a leader to join? So let me see your answers. Why might you think a company would want to pay a leader to join, versus just letting them join on their own? Any guesses here? Let me see if anyone has any ideas. Why would a company want to pay a leader to join? Well, it's quite simple, right? You try to get more volume faster. Yeah, you want more revenue, more incentive. Okay, yeah, instant mass volume. Yeah. But here's my question to you. Is it really fair to everyone else that someone can just come in, get a special deal? And so let me share a story that really, really bothered me about this. There's a company back in the days. I probably can't mention their name, but it starts with a J, and they were notorious for buying people to go into the companies. And what they would say is, "We're going to guarantee you X amount of dollars if you come in here and you bring your whole entire team over." And so they're guaranteed. So basically, most people have to, build two legs and add their bonuses to maybe make 10,000 a month or $20,000 per month. They have to do the work like I did. When I got started, I was not given left team, right team. I wasn't given any deal. I came in, I paid my package. I started building from scratch, from zero. And so did every leader in this company. But anyways, in other companies, they would actually offer these leaders. And I've been offered many, many times from many companies to fly to this country, fly to that country, see the head office, wine, dine, hotel, first class stuff, guaranteed, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a month, signing bonus, all this stuff. But here's what bothered me though, is these people who got these deals, they were told that they cannot disclose that they got this deal to other people. So leader John, for example, I'm not saying John Bustler, I'm just saying example, John, Joe, Jane, whatever, gets a deal. In the first month, hits 10,000 a month because they got a deal, or even $20,000 per month. Then at the big hotel meetings, guess what happens? They go onto the stage, and this was just when I saw, when I see it, it just bugs me. And they're now being recorded on camera, on video. That's how I saw the video after people were sending it to me. Going on stage, 1 month into the business, 2 months into the business, and they're sharing their story. Hey guys, you know what? My name is John Joe Jane. I just got started about 2 months ago, and I made $20,000 per month. I can do it. You can do it too. That drives me nuts because they are basically lying to your face, and they're misleading people. They're making people think, wow, if that person can make it, thank you, no integrity, no ethics, right? Because they're making the people in the audience believe, oh my gosh, in 2 months they can make 20 grand. Well, I could probably do that too, right? And my challenge to all these companies was, when you go on stage and you share that story, why don't you also share the fact that you got a special bonus from the company that gave you 20 grand, right? Either you share the truth or you don't share it at all, is my point of view, right? Because you're misleading people to think that you made that money legit starting from scratch. My money that I made is legit. Like, I built it from scratch, left team, right team, And so I don't even know how leaders can go out there sometimes and say how much they're making, knowing that they got this backdoor deal. That's just not something that I could do. But so that just really bothers me. And the funny thing is, because all these leaders got caught on cameras doing it, eventually one of the deals backfired, and one of the people ended up posting online the actual contract that they got, and that whole thing just took the company down with them, right? So again, if you meet a company that buys out leaders, usually they're just trying to get some hype, and then it doesn't usually last for very long. So just game over clause, right? And but the other reason why is, let's say, example, you and me, We go to Malaysia, we find a new special mushroom extract, and we create the newest, latest, and greatest and best product. So we have this so-called best product, but how do we go and build the organization? Well, talking to people one at a time would take forever. So some companies that have investors try to buy leaders to start off the company faster, right? I'm just so proud of our CEO because he started from his basement, never bought a single person. Every person paid their way in to be part of Oculus Global. And we just did it the right way. We're still debt free. We are the world's best company, best ED ratio, best products, best system, best comp plan, best everything. And that's the gift that we got from our CEO. So again, just to finish off here, that and typically what you'll find, and it's kind of disgusting, is that a lot of these leaders, they try to make a career out of getting deals from companies. And that's another part that really bothered me because, this guy had, let's say, in my second company, it happened to me. I saw this guy go on stage, came from another company, and he made a lot of money in his first 2-3 months. And I was hustling for a year. I'm like, how does he do it? But he had such a following that he brought all the people with him. He got a deal. But what really disturbed me was he'd get on stage, do this fancy talks, and say the same thing over and over again. And then within a year later, he took that whole team to another company. Then he invited me to hop on a call, offered me a package ticket to go with him. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like the dream of being in direct sales is to make residual income, is to build it once and you get paid for life. Their way of doing it is you got to keep jumping companies, but the thing is not everyone is getting the deal. Only the top guys are. And so that's when I hit a real big crossroad in my direct sales industry at that point in time, because I started thinking to myself, is this really how it's done? That no one really makes long-term residual income, that the only way to make money is to keep jumping around. But that's when, fortunately, I met our CEO, Mr. Ramin Masgarlu, and he taught me everything. And that's why I'm still here 16 years later. The company is still kicking butt 18 years later. And we're just getting started. I'm just so proud to be in this company. If you're in Oculus Global, especially if it's your first company, boy, oh boy, are you lucky. Some people have been, oh, here's a fun question. Write down in the group chat how many companies you've been in. I love to ask this question, right? So in the group chat, just type in, how many companies have you been in? I've been in 3 Opulence for 16 years though, and I'm still going hard. 1, 3, 10 plus, too many. Tony, you're so funny. Carolyn says 7. 2, nice. Oh, the 1 really nice. I met this person in Singapore who's boasting they've been in 30 companies. And they're saying, this is gonna be my last one. And it's sad because had they stayed, they would be making so much money right now. They also jumped ship too. And they're probably saying the same thing. This is my last company. They just haven't learned a single thing. Thank you, Naima. It's crazy because every time you bring people with you, you're expecting them to buy in again, buy in again, buy in again, buy in again, pay again, pay again. And not everyone's going to make money doing that. So, I mean, you're leaving behind dead soldiers, dead people along the way, And so, if you ever see, this happening, just know it's a big pitfall. Stay away, right? So, and don't forget, right? Most leaders will not actually leave their company just to join you because they're actually making money usually. So it's okay that sometimes leaders don't want to join you if they're on the uprise and making money, but that's why you want to keep a really good relationship with these people, because once things go down, because we know of all the previous pitfalls we talked about, then you're going to be there to show them again why opulence is so much different, right? So anyhow, that again is one of the biggest things, that a lot of these leaders on stage saying how much they made and that you can make it too, it's just not real, and so I always tell people always want to know how much I make. And they ask me usually because they are thinking that if I can make it, that you can make it too. And my answer is always for two reasons the following. Number one, I don't like to talk about my income in public, especially, or even in private, because one of the laws in MLM is you can't use your income to try to convince someone else to join. And that's against my own ethics. But that's what other people do with all these backdoor deals, right? Because to me, I only want someone to join, to launch with opulence, if they can see themselves making money with this product, if they can see themselves making money with our competition plan, if they can see themselves through our training promoting these products. And my answer to them is, well, what I make doesn't guarantee what you will make. So there's no point in asking me what I make. You might see my lifestyle, but that's not even the point. If you want to know if you can have success, then you need to look at this product. You need to look at the retail price. Can you sell it? You need to look at the competition plan, how to make money in the comp plan. You need to understand the business. So you'll almost never ever hear me talking about the income. I might talk about in the past, on my pathway there. But I always want to emphasize to people, if you want to know if you can make money in this business, just look at the comp plan. Try the product. You'll see how amazing it is. Retail for $90, $100, in Canada. Our cost is $50. Make your $40 per bottle. You sell 100 bottles per month. That's $4,000 per month of income, right? So, sorry if I'm getting a bit, heavy in this topic, because it just bugs me when I do see other people, boasting about how much they're making. And it's really funny, actually. Can I tell another funny story? Do you guys like stories? I can skip the story, but if you like stories, I have a lot of stories, I guess. Does anyone want to hear my story? I guess no one's really replying to my question on the group chat. Okay, yes, we have one person who wants to hear my story. Okay, then we're going to tell it. Okay, Aranya. Okay, yes. Okay, so actually, just a few weeks ago, Henry. Usually, Henry doesn't ask me for much help anymore because he's really self-sufficient and independent. He asked me if I could meet one of his team members. No, one of his customers, who was on the medical advisory board for another MLM company, who loves our company, who doesn't really sell that other company's product, even though they're on the medical advisory board, but they get paid to do some like scientific talk every now and then. So she wanted me and Henry to meet with one of the biggest leaders in Oopsie, almost at the company, in this other company. So it's four of us, me, Henry, the lady who was on the scientific advisory board for this other company, and one of the main, quote unquote leaders, because when this lady tried to talk to this leader about our company, he actually didn't believe that people can make money in opulence. And so, Henry doesn't usually ask me for help. He said, Renee, do you mind coming with me to this meeting? It's like a Sunday at 12 p.m. I said, you know what, Henry, for you and for this guy, I'm going to go, So we show up there and, we're chit-chatting, doing our thing, and it's just funny how people have the audacity to like talk with such ego sometimes, because I mean, I think I have decent clothing, some Versace stuff, Versace coat, I have my Fairy Mosh ring, my Fairy Mosh, of course, leather, a wallet, pulling up in a Tesla, and timepieces, all that kind of stuff there, whatever, and they pull in with, I don't know what kind of car, dressed with just really kind of plain, I guess. That's cool though, because who knows, some people like to dress normal, right? Typically though, in this industry, you gotta kind of have to show a little bit. But when the bill came, the funny thing is, you know, as a top leader, just between me and you kind of want to grab the bill because you're trying to flaunt a little bit if you want to call it that. And this person when the bill came says, well, how about we just divide up the bill, And I said, yes, no, I said, don't worry about it, just just give me the bill, I'll pay for it, Now, I didn't actually, you know, pay the bill because I wanted to buy him lunch. I did it actually for Henry because it's kind of like showing I think that person got such a shock after he asked me my lifestyle, how long I've been in the company now for, of course, my kids in private school and private tennis, of course, the new house that we bought. And here's the crazy thing, he was so brainwashed to the point in time where he Henry was showing just sharing how much in variance bonus he made in one bonus. And long story short, we just asked him, well, by the way, how's your retention ratio? He's talking about that kind of stuff. And he was in this company now for 10 years, working hard for 10 years. And he had about 100 people on auto ship. Dang, like 10 years of his life. And he had about 100 people on just buying products. And Henry, of course, has been in the business for about 4 or 5 years, about half the time that he was. And he has way over 1,000. It seems probably he has about 70% of his people on a smart buy, and it was maybe 1,500. It's 1,000 something people. So in half the time, Henry had 10 times at least 10 times more people. That's 1,000% more people on the smart buy. And so we kind of use that technique. And it's funny, he kept trying to talk to us about, well, what's the size mechanism? What's the size mechanism? And I said, well, this doesn't matter because look at all the stores that we have. So long story short, it's just crazy how you will meet some people like that talk a big game, and then when you finally meet them, or when I finally met them, it's and then, but I think we really proved the point, that we just asked them, okay, well, how long have you been doing it for, and how many people do you have? And so we're still following up with this person, and maybe we'll have part 2 of that story, later on, right? So, but again, in Optimus Global, no leader is bought. Every leader made it themselves. Every month, I have to qualify for my MGRS bonus. I have to launch new LAPs. I have to do my retail sales. Every single person does things from zero and does it legit. All right. So let's see here. Yes. So continuing, are you impressed by fake stories? All right. Yeah, it's crazy. I think I just heard it all. I've met people that tells me that there's someone in this company that makes $1 billion a year. And what I found out that is most of the time, just don't let other people's stories kind of throw you off, right? Especially don't let other people's stories suck you into wanting to join their company. The same way I just said, right? For my new people, for the people who are new, who want to know if they can make money, I want them to understand the products, the pricing, and the competition plan, okay? Don't just join another person because they're saying you can make a lot of money. Like recently, we had some people that made a really, I don't want silly decision and tried to join some other company and sell some other product. And unfortunately, they dragged maybe 1 or 2 people with them. Probably because they're being sold, oh, with this product or with this company, you're gonna make all this money. Look at that guy making $1 billion. You know what I mean? But again, what you need to remember is look at the products, look at the retail pricing. Can you sell? Look if you can sell a product. Look if you can see yourself selling a product and then having other people wanting to join your business, right? So the same way I want our people to understand that if they want to make money, you have to look at the products and the comp plan. Same thing, right? Tell your team, you have to, don't get sucked into these stories. Look at their comp plan. Look at their products. Do you want to sell, for example, this another company that was popular back then was selling deer placenta. 1 month supply was like $600. Can you see yourself selling deer placenta for $600? If you can't, doesn't matter how much money they say that they're making over there. If you can't see yourself selling that product or building a team, don't go. It just doesn't make sense. So I hope that this training is making a lot of sense, because we're just so lucky to be again in Opulence Global. Okay, so all in all, that was number 14, I think. Number 15. Here's some other things to consider. I kind of added it last minute. I just felt that it was pretty important things to consider that I talk about a lot when I'm talking to other people in the industry, is how many products do you have to learn? Like I love the fact that in our company, once you learn about Fountain of Life, which is just one product, it's the main health product, right? Like in other companies, in the health category alone, you have like 50 products. This vitamin, that ginkgo, this extract, that multivitamin. Like it's crazy. I remember going to this trade show one time, and there's a table, I think it's someone from Herbalife, and like they were on the side somewhere, and I was just walking around trying to meet people, and when I saw his table, like the table it was pretty big, but they had like one of everything on that table. I mean, me seeing that, I was like, oh, that's just such a turnoff. Like for someone in business, right? You want to find something that you can grab quick, sell fast, and make money quickly and can build quickly with, right? When I saw that, I saw at least 100 products. Can you imagine having to learn 100 products? I mean, that would slow down. That's a pretty huge learning curve, wouldn't you admit? Just for the health category. So we have fashion, we have beauty, we have health, right? And we have personal care. I'm just talking about in the health alone. Like we have one main product. This other company had like hundreds. Yet our one main product does everything that this company requires 100 products to have. But more importantly, it's tough. Like it's such a turnoff for the average person, right? Again, we need to target the masses. And for the average person to see a company where they had to go and study and learn all these different products, they're just thinking, I can't do that. I don't have the time for this. But one product that is so simple, that works so quickly, that is doable. That can target the masses. And get this though, once you learn Fountain of Life, it's so easy. I just tell people, so this thing was so powerful, we put it in our own shampoo, our own body wash and conditioner. We put it in our own skincare line. We put it in our own Sterling lotion. I just explained all the other products, but in like 10 seconds, because they already understood what Fountain of Life was. The only other ingredient I talk about would be the microsilver. But in a span of like, and actually, I just made, by the way, I'm so excited to be able to share this with you all. But we're kind of doing a bit of a cool change on how we do our weekly presentations, where we do a bit of a different topic on health every week. And we kind of run through the products quickly, then maybe a health topic to talk about, and then the packages, and that's it. And so we did it last week, and it was on hair health. When we announced it, suddenly there's like 22 people in the show. It's packed. And then we told people, if you come by next week, you learn about a different topic. Now they want to keep coming back, right? So I was going to do it tomorrow again, live, but because we had the CEO's birthday, I'm going to do it next Wednesday. So please make sure you tune into the next Wednesday's evening tour at 7:30 p.m. Yeah. But my point though, again, is that the less products you have to learn, the more easier it is for other people to want to become a part of. The more complicated it is, the less likely they want to join you, okay? So Yeah. So here are some last minute tips on questions you can ask people to make yourself sound like you're really, really smart and that you know what you're talking about in direct sales. Okay. I'd like to ask this question that, would you agree that understanding the competition, would you agree that understanding competition plans is important for your business? If someone says no, I'm like, well, but that's how you get paid. So we need to learn how the comp plan works. So you kind of put them in their place, right? So let me ask you a question. How many legs do you have to build? 3. Why? Well, we have to build 2. So I mean, three is harder. Like why build? So again, this is all part of from part 1, pitfall 1 to pitfall number 14, right? I ask that question. Or how many levels does your plan pay down to? If they say it only pays down to 10 levels, I'm like, well, in our plan, it pays to infinity. Come over here. The grass is greener. It pays to infinity, logically, right? You don't have to build 20 legs, you build 2 legs, right? Does your plan have ranks that impact your commission? Well, ours doesn't. I mean, like in our company, you can make more per week, but your commission is still the same. You just get more cycles. But in other companies, your ranks actually impact how much you can actually earn. You get a lower percentage, right? What's the total payout of your company? Again, ours is like 70%. Theirs is usually about 40, 50%. And I ask these questions all the time. And usually, you by the first 2, how many legs do you have to build and how deep to get paid down to, you've already won them over. What's the ED ratio? We covered that earlier on in the first 3 parts of this training video, right? Does your car program require you to sign a lease? Okay. And here's the thing. Last tip, the more you can educate others, the more you're actually helping yourself and you're also helping this industry and the 96 or the 100 million plus people in direct sales. A lot of people, unfortunately, are joining blind in different companies because they heard a story of someone making a lot of money and they're just kind of going in blindly with them. And I actually love to educate people, and empower them because one day, if you care enough for other people, care enough to teach them these things, even if they don't join you, one day you will reap what you sow. You will benefit. I believe in good karma, and so I love to talk about this stuff with people. Again, if they are in another company, right? So most people who just join, who might not have come from the company, you don't have to go into all this different stuff. But oh, a question here. Yes, what is the ED ratio? So that we covered in part 3 at the very end. But really quickly, it's earning per distributor. So on average, if you have 1,000 people in your team, you will earn about $1 per person in residual income. So 1,000 people will pay you $1,000 per month. That's the average. In telecom and other industry sectors, it's even worse. Like one person might pay you 30 cents. So you need a lot more people to make $1,000. In our company, we have the highest ED ratio I've ever seen. Like one person can pay you up to like $7, $8. So you need to have 8 times less people to make the same amount of income. And there's a way to calculate that we went through. But again, that video is on, of course, part 3 of our Pitfalls training. And while I think I managed, yes, I got all of that done in the last 4 pitfalls in 1 hour time frame. Just wanted to say, I hope that this training today was valuable in some shape or form. I think it will help you, of course, in the future. And yeah, so just wanted to turn the call back to our amazing host. And by the way, Rebecca, when we were on last Saturday's call with Dr. Henry, and you were hosting and closing, and my wife says, "Who's this speaker? She could be a really powerful speaker," and she was talking about you. Just want to share that. You talk better than I talk, so I just want to give it back to you. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Renee. I'm having challenges with the view. I don't know if you guys can all see me now. I hide myself when the speaker comes on, and then I have a hard time finding myself again. Constantly looking for myself. Thank you
We
for
can
the
see you.
compliment. Please thank Heidi for the compliment. I'm gonna let you stay the king of comedy. For sure, you're the king of comedy. I love your training.
Thank you so
So
much. Thank you.
we've had a, wow, like this is an amazing way to round out this set of pitfall trainings. I know that I'm going to go back for sure and watch again because there's always something new you're picking up every time you listen. I've been taking notes like crazy. The chat's been blowing up like crazy, and we just keep getting better and better. So simple questions, right? Those are always good things to have in your arsenal to speak with people. Even when you're doing closings, it's always about simple questions and then letting other people talk. What else? There were so many good things that you said today. Do you sell products or do you find people to sell products? Which one's easier? Well, selling, right? So, you know, essentially, Renee, again, you've given us these pitfalls, but really it's kind of work to build all of our confidence in what we have. The more we learn about what the reality is in some other companies, the more I feel so privileged and blessed that I've made my home here for so long. Because we sometimes, you know, when we become more familiar with people, same thing with our company, we get a little bit stagnant and we forget how good we have it. But this just really hit home again today, how good we really do have it here. Any questions from the group? We have a couple of minutes left. I don't see anything in the Q&A, but is there anything, any burning questions that people have for Renee about this particular training tonight?
Yes, I will be there at the party tomorrow, if that's a question. Yes, a head office. So we have a birthday party for our surprise party. Well, I think he might figure it out, but surprise party for our CEO tomorrow.
I'm feeling a theme of surprise today because about 25 minutes before the call, I saw this little message in the chat that you were hosting tonight. I'm like, oh, I got to find Renee's bio real fast so I can introduce him professionally. I mean, I've known you long enough.
For sure you have.
Right? So we have, the more you learn, the more motivated you are to learn or to earn. When you earn the car, you don't have to sign a lease. I'm not sure if that's a question. I think it's
because one of the pitfalls was like companies make you sign a lease, and if you don't qualify the next month, you're paying for the lease. And people have actually gone bankrupt because they can't afford to pay the lease, and then the banks go after their homes afterwards, right? So, and ours just like, you know, no, like, you know, if you get that month, you get paid that month. So, but we're not forcing you to sign a lease. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, I found myself. Any, do we have any more questions? Then I just got to pop my chat. I think that's it. So we had a lot of people chiming in and saying, thanks training. Thank you, Renee, or great training. Thank you, Renee. Rebecca is powerful. Yes, but that is because I'm practicing power. If anybody wants to know what that means, you can message me on Facebook and I will tell you.
And don't forget to buy your conference tickets. Again, a conference ticket are coming up. Again, limited, again, hotel rooms. So please make sure that you get your tickets for that. It's going to be, if you like tonight's training, that training, our CEO will be doing the forensic networker training live in person. Do not miss that. Of course, there's always massive prizes, giveaways, and special releases that again, please buy your ticket right now. And again, don't forget, right? If you have, here's a tip, right? You want to have as many people in your team go to this conference because it's going to make your check blow up because they get empowered, they start building, and then your volume goes up, right? Now, if you launch a new LAP, don't forget, right? You made $350 per LAP that you launch, plus $50 from the variance bonus if you are an LD1 or higher. So if you launch a regular LA, you still made $300. So it's worth it. Like you want to ask your new LAP to please buy their ticket. They also have $100 in Opens currency with every new LA package that they can use towards buying the conference ticket, right? It's an investment to protect their investment. But if you had to offer an incentive, you know, say, you know, hey, if you use your $100 towards a ticket, I'll use my my wholesale profit to help you pay for the rest, right? Trust me, even if you have to buy the whole ticket yourself, you made $350, you spent $160 to buy the ticket for them. What you're going to reap back in future earnings is way more than that, I can promise you, right? So I just want to give some tips on that. If you want to fill the room and people are being hesitant on buying the ticket, offer to buy the ticket for them because it will pay you back tenfold. So thank you, Rebecca. Back to you.
Amazing. Well, thank you. You've just made our announcements that much shorter, Renee. Awesome job. So with that, I am going to switch over my screen to our announcements. There's only a couple this time, which is good for us. Just give me 1 second here. I'll get us on the right screen. I feel like I should be playing some music right now, but here we go. Okay. There. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. So the clock is a ticking. So maybe that wasn't appropriate music to be playing. The Wheel of Fortune or something. Epic Opulence 18. Build, assist, promotion. One like no other. So you have the opportunity as a partner to earn free up to 60 bottles of Fountain of Life. Now, that's not just 60 bottles. You have to do the math, right? I know Renee is a math guy and he likes this. If you're getting bottles free, that means when you sell them, it is pure profit, right? Now, I heard Renee say he's selling them for $90, so I need to readjust my prices because at $85 that I sell them for here in Ottawa, that's over $5,000 of free bottles, right? In your pocket, just for doing what you're going to be doing anyway, which is to build your business and launch new Lifestyle Advisor Plus partners. Now, the LA Plus partners also get to enjoy 6 free bottles of Fountain of Life, every one that launches. So act now. It is May 9th today, and this promotion officially goes only until May 14th. So you only have a few days left. Do not assume anything that it's going to be extended because we do not know that at all. So you want to take advantage of this now and get new people on so that they can take advantage of it now. It's not just about us, right? I think we forget that sometimes. It's not just about us getting some free bottles. It's about our new partners, bringing on new partners and them also reaping the rewards of this Build Assist promotion. So take advantage of it. If you want to read every little fine print in detail, it's in your back office. Open up your back office, especially if you haven't done it in a while. There's lots of goodies there for you. Now, Freedom Conference, say no more. We have a person on the poster who has just told you all about it, but I'm going to tell you, do not ever miss an event. The one event I ever missed was the fairy tale proposal of a lifetime. And I always regretted that. The first few conferences I went to, our tickets were $500 for 2-day conference. And we are getting people now, the same people training us with, more than a decade of more experience and a bigger organization, just so much more. This is a joke. I don't know who came up with these prices, but thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes it achievable for everyone, and it definitely makes it achievable to buy for your new partners as well. And a friendly reminder.
Also, the early bird. Yeah, the early bird. Don't forget that May 31st. Get that early bird ticket because it will be going up to $199.
Yes.
Okay, so buy it now, tonight. Like log in, buy it now, get it done with.
Do it. Why would you want to pay more? I mean, I don't get that. But anyway, exactly. Buy it now. Friendly reminder, optimize your Opulence mobile app. If you need to do this, you probably aren't using the app enough. That's all I have to say. I do all my shopping from my app. I have a couple of spin wheels waiting for me. So make sure that you uninstall, reinstall, do whatever you have to do. Make sure your app is updated because it makes it really easy to do your business on the fly. And last but not least, this Saturday, our live training is back office training none other than LD1 Drusilla Baksh. She is amazing. She's so articulate. She's so energetic, so enthusiastic, and so experienced. You're going to learn so much from her on this Saturday training, make sure you register now. And this is a great tool to use to share out to people who maybe have seen your business and kind of thought, oh, I'm not sure if I want to do it. I'm not sure how to do it. Drusilla is going to give you a lot of great information to help you close the deal with them. So with that, I'm going to say thank you all for your time tonight. We're just past the hour, so we're going to say good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We want to wish you an amazing next 24 hours, and we'll see you at the next event, which is our Saturday training. Thank you, Renee, again for an amazing training, and to the billion, everyone.
To the billion. 1, 2, 1, 2, to the billion. Bye, everyone. Good night.
Good night.